Okay, so what I'm going to be doing today is really just showing a very, very simple technique in able to get volume into the hair. Now, it should be done relatively quickly, so I'm going to be using hot rollers today, but actually just showing you a way of taking big sections and being able to get that kind of tousled, sexy hair that pretty much everybody wants. Now, Nina's got great hair, but it tends to be like on an awful lot of people, where it's quite fine around the top hair, around the front. So we're trying to get as much body in here as possible. So again, it's important to actually prep it properly. So in fact, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using some of the hair raising spray. Again, the reason I like using this, apart from it being the product being such a good product, but it means that I can direct it directly into the roots and the mid-lengths and be quite specific about it. So what we've got is we've already got some of that guts in there. And Nina actually looks good with her hair from a centre part or from the side part. It doesn't really matter. It could be that this ends up being flatter. It could be that we take it from a definite side parting. In those circumstances, you're much better to just take everything as if it's going back. So what I do is I take a small diamond section in the beginning here, so you can see all the way through, and I'm going to have this roller sit on its own base. I take it up at around about 45-degree angle, and then I'm going to put in our hot rollers. These are great because they actually do heat up very quickly, and also you've got dual voltage, so they have a compact case for you to be able to travel with. So just make sure all of the ends are clean. Once you've done that, just secure with the pins. Now, when you move back, again, you can see where your diamond starts, the next one behind sits in exactly the same way. So the reason for this is that you're going to get no marks whatsoever, because everything will just blend totally. So as much as possible on these 3 or 4 sections at the top, if you can try and keep them with this sectioning pattern, the rest of it doesn't matter anywhere near as much, but it does on the top. So again, we're holding out and we're going to pop those in. This is the best angle to hold it at, because then you're going to find it's going to sit back on its own base. If you hold it up too high, what you're going to do is you're going to stretch the roots to the point where you're not going to get an even curl that comes forward and then goes back. So it's quite important that we take at least these 4 sections in this diamond faceted pattern. So put those in, make sure the ends are nicely smooth round, and it then sits on its own base. Okay, so there's the last roller. Let those set for a few minutes. Okay, so the rollers have cooled down, so we can start to bring those out. I can take it directly from the center and start to give it that slightly more retro feeling. So just into the crown, I can actually take some of this away, and I can just take some of those sections and begin to either back comb it or even just use a brush and back brush it. So you can see already we're creating something there. Now, how much of that you want to create is up to you. You can put more of that in, and you can then start to distress it afterwards, or not. You can even actually spray some of this if you want. And you can also still take some of this and actually pin all that in, and then use some of the sides again to lock that in. So by doing that, you're then really just starting to get some of that movement through here that's tighter, and then create that kind of half up, half down feeling. So by just gripping in there and then carrying on with our sections, we can start to get that kind of shape going on. And once you've got that security of everything being in, it's very easy then to just to mess up some of those. So I'm putting the last final touches. I'm using a mixture of fine pins just to get that silhouette just perfect. But it's, as I said before, the idea is that you've got something underneath that is quite firm and giving you that height and that volume, but then everything else over it, whether it be shorter layers or whether it be waves or whatever, just becomes slightly, almost just cool. That's really part of the charm of it. So there you go, there we have it. Sort of half up, half down, very kind of retro, sort of Bardot-ish.